So does that mean K1 Bristle back?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I could see him going for some like Radiance build. God, for God's sakes. I know if he's Bristle, he's definitely getting a Radiance. He's going to get a Manta style too, probably. Like that is just what Hector does.
That is the
Like,
Hector like flow chart. All
oh,
right, yep,
I was gonna say
definitely.
Legion. Legion is solid here in terms of like gives you the lockdown, gives you the lane dominance, and it's good against Chen. The only problem is Legion against Mars is not so good because, of course, when you duel Mars, he faces directly towards you and you do 0 damage to him. So it's like one less dual target that you can have. So if this Mars is playing a really important role in the game, let's not say role because I don't mean 1 through 5 position. I mean if he's just having a huge impact in the game and he needs to be dealt with via the duel, it's not going to be the Legion that's killing him with damage because, of course, the passive from Mars. So that's a bit of an issue.
It looks like they're not sure where this perspec is going because they banned out the Life Stealer on the side of Crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that for sure.
Yeah, you look at what they've got
Um,
in this draft right now, but I think they lose if they pick a Life Stealer anyways.
I mean, I think that hero's garbage as well.
We watched
But
it yesterday and it made sense, right? In the draft. It definitely made sense with what they were throwing at them, but it wasn't able to achieve much of anything, especially when you have something like the gyrocopter, which has seen a big uptick in popularity.
which is
In fact,
surprising because Lifestealer's supposed to counter Gyrocopter, but
it's the meta just moves too fast now.
it's true. That's true. Very good point.
Techies.
Oh my god,
I mean,
they've been watching VP.
oh
They
my
don't want
God.
to deal with that.
How much gold did Zeiss end up using to like buy clarities? I read
Uh,
the
I
info
think it was
about it.
like 2,000 or something like
It's
that,
like
2 to 3,000.
insane. Yeah, that's so wild. What a time to be a Dota 2
Yeah,
player and observer and
it's cool. It's cool. And I was playing with New Sham last night. And he was saying he's like, dude, everybody's trying so hard in Dota right now, doing these like cheese strats, like cutting waves or techies blowing up the first wave, like all these ridiculous things like Weaver mid. Everybody's trying
it's
really hard
awesome
right now.
though.
I mean,
It's
yeah, it's
really
great.
fun.
Yeah, love it.
See
Absolutely love
something
it.
different. Makes you have to use your head a lot harder though, because you know as the analyst you're probably like, oh, I think I've seen something like this. I guess this works. I've heard Lizard a couple times too when he was casting for this particular series, where he's like theory crafting, like trying to come up with ideas. It can be
Yeah, I
tough
mean,
though.
you can
There's a stretch sometimes, yeah.
theory crafting is basically all you can do at this point. It's
Hmm.
like there's just so many good little nifty strats. Okay, that's definitely on the more surprising side. I would wager that's probably a puck 5.
Yeah,
Just because I'd be really careful picking a, well, I mean, it could be a Chris Luck puck, and
I think
then
it's probably the Void Spirit though would be what's going on Chris Luck because you want to get those levels pretty fast, right? So you can start being very active.
I mean, Void's fine without levels. Void is
This looks
definitely
like a pub in like the 1K bracket if you look at the draft, doesn't it? Who would have thought that like we would be seeing like this is a legitimate
this is a 5 core
draft.
draft. This is a 5 core draft on Beast Coast. Like, you know, tech.
Yeah, but it works like with this
We'll
with the way that
see.
Dota is
We'll
being
see if it
played.
works, Moxxi. We'll see. You have to be
But like you
careful.
can it's not like you look at this and you're like what the hell is happening? Like you look at it and you're like okay, yeah, you can see like maybe the puck's going to be a 5, maybe the Weaver 4, etc. and whatnot.
All right, I'm interested to see where they're. Okay, so it is. Oh, it's a Chris Luck Legion. All
Okay, God,
right,
we're all wrong.
we are
All wrong.
just dead wrong.
Yeah. No, we were right
Probably
about Hector playing the bristle.
Schofield Void Spirit with Weaver offlane and a puck as a pause 5.
Could be a whisper puck.
It could be a Whisper puck, but then you have a Weaver
But
or
then
a
who's your
Void Spirit
5?
as a
Right,
5.
right.
I feel like puck has to be a 5. How in
They're def-
God's name can you run Weaver? Okay,
Okay, yes.
Schofield is taking
Schofield.
the Void.
It's a whisper
Whisper.
puck.
It's a 5 Weaver?
5
Oh
Weaver.
my God. You doubted me. You doubted it. The 5 Weaver. Here we
Oh
go.
man.
If they're going to run the Puck 5, or the Pugna 5, I should say, then why not run the Weaver 5?
Why not, you know?
And
I
it's
thought
a
one of the perks.
Skeeter. It's a Skeeter Dragonite too. It's
Oh
a
god.
safe lane DK, not a mid DK.
Okay. Well, I mean, we figured that when the invoker got picked up.
That's true. I mean, you could run pause
That's
4
a
Invoker.
Brile. That's a
You know,
Brile hero, though.
that's true. That's true. He's one of
Hmm.
the better invokers.
God,
Hero.
Chris Luck Legion is terrifying looking. Look at the hats on this guy.
Yeah, he's real decked out. I'm sure he probably has the taunt too, and he's probably going to be
Oh
spamming
God,
out that
yeah.
taunt. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
if
We'll
there's a
see
taunt
about
for
that.
it, the South American players generally have it,
Yeah.
and we'll be spamming it nonstop. So
You know what? We have the bristleback versus the bristle front lane in the Mars versus the bristleback. I'm interested to see how that matchup goes.
do you care though? Because you're just spamming your quills, right?
No, you don't. You definitely don't care
Yeah,
as
I think
a
it's.
bristle. I feel like Bristle doesn't care about anything that he lanes against right now.
He doesn't even have to lane. We've seen it happen before.
True,
This
but
guy can literally make his own lane, do his own thing.
I would have said this about the mid lane like 2 weeks ago, so take it with a grain of salt. But it is the
I take
safe
everything you
lane,
say with a grain
so
of salt, Jenkins.
I'm not sure. That's probably for the best. I'm not sure if you can do that on the safe lane. Like I feel like it's just not possible. But I thought that for the mid lane too. So who knows? Okay.
Well,
Oh
right now
god.
everybody is going down here. So
K1 started shared tango, 2 mangoes, healing salve, quelling blade.
Okay,
So
I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's
uh,
see this.
I don't know. We'll see what he's about to do because I'm very curious. He's heading
Got a
towards that bot lane.
Might wish to retract your last move.
Whisper's heading
right
top.
on him.
Oh, they are doing. So they're doing an aggro so the bristle can cut. I see. That's interesting. That's a cool idea.
They are revealing their plan pretty much because Moon Meander over here standing on the high ground can see all of this going down. But
Moon Meander also has this weird starting build. He has Tango, Ring of Protection, Saving for Boots.
I feel like Moon Meander always does things a little bit different, right? Like the other thing too. What was it? His Ember Spirit tends to start with the Slight
Yeah.
first as well. So he's got these kind of peculiar builds, and they end up working out for him, obviously, considering
Yeah.
the standings and whatnot. But
No, he's definitely a numbers guy. He's not just like really. He's not just trying crazy things. Like he's looking at the numbers. If he's done something, it's because he's done the math on it. I'm sure of it. He's not the type of guy to mess around. Okay, so this lets him. Actually, this is really cool. So Moon Meander saved his gold and scouted that it was a bristle bot, and that allowed him to buy the magic stick.
oh,
So
very nicely done.
that's exactly what he was going for. And Skitter will just send his out with a couple of last hits.
I am very interested to see how this lane goes down here. This is not a common matching. A 5 Weaver, 4 Void Spirit, and a position 1 Bristleback.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Pretty wild to consider.
So I'm gonna guess that Schofield. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say maybe he doubles and triples up the wave. He's actually just running mid.
What are lanes in Dota 2 in 2020, though? Really?
They aren't. They aren't. Okay, here we start with the cutting on K1. Cool. Excellent.
Schofield gonna go for the courier too. Spots Bryle over here. It's going forward. It's got the Aether Remnant. Gonna be able to not
that was
quite
cool.
land him. But nicely
was
done
really
here
nice.
by Bryle having that summon. But yeah, I mean, that was cool. So,
This bullshit again. Oh my god. This isn't even Dota. So once he gets the bottle, it's a lot easier for him to manage his resources here. I mean, he could also afford an entire soul ring at this point.
Dota in 2020, man. Actually, so weird.
Hector, you can't buy a bottle at the secret shop, dude.
The XD. No. Oh, jeez. I mean, how often? He usually plays core, right? So he
Yeah,
probably
he-
wasn't paying attention to
No,
it.
he
Like, you
doesn't
don't
know.
normally get a bottle. You don't normally get a bottle on
I saw
your safe laner.
I saw him walk up to the secret shop with the bottle of his quick fight. It's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it, Hector. And then the spam pings.
The XD really helped solidify
Yes.
what he was thinking there, but
Yes, of course. God, you
I'm
know,
gonna keep healing up.
the fact that the quills aggro creeps makes this so much easier. Like, he's just barely catching creep waves, and normally other heroes would have to walk in, but he just quills and then aggro's all of them.
I still don't necessarily know what you do against this.
Found unworthy.
Just gesture to all of him.
You ban it.
I I guess.
That's
yeah.
what people do. They. Oh, and this lets them stack ancients too, because they're radiant. Oh my god, this is so smart. I'm just obsessed with this bottom lane. This is so cool. He stacked
I know
ancients.
we have not said anything about these other lanes. We're just watching, you know, the two of these guys down here. Stack the ancients, cut the waves. What do we have? We've got a level 3. Although Dragon Knight is also keeping up in terms of levels. Like, we haven't seen, you know, Bristleback take a super large commanding lead. But
Yeah, I mean, DK is perfectly fine just sitting under tower with his regen in last sitting. He doesn't care. But you're not going to outfarm a Bristle who's doing this. I mean, they're literally stacking ancients for him as well.
he's just gonna TP out, refill his bottle. He's pretty happy with this. Let's check in with some of the other lanes. So let's see how Bryle's doing here against Chris Luck here in the mid lane. They're pretty evenly matched. Let's see, 14 and 7 on the Invoker, 14 and 4 on Chris Luck. Not a very active, crazy lane going on here, necessarily.
God, Owie's just running at Whisper with an entire ghost cap. Look out, spooky ghost.
Haunted Owie. Oh, look at the Remnant pull back here. Okay, Zoo. They've all lined up very nicely for that tree spear, but Whisper is going to be the spookier one as he gets the kill on Owie and the first blood. He's going to fall next, so he will eventually get removed, but I think you're okay with that because you're pretty much out of your health and your mana.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. First blood, definitely worth it. Ooh, Chris Luck, Bryle, duking it out.
They're both sitting really, really low here, but
They're kind of playing chicken with each other with their HP resources.
well, he's got the fairy fire too, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you can really push the limits on stuff.
It's funny to see this like Bristle and Dragonite get basically perfect CS because nobody is contesting them.
What can you do?
Versus Bryle and Chris Luck, who are like contesting each other for every single last hit, and they're just they just have about half as many last hits as the DK and the Bristle. We are in a patch where the offlane Bristle has almost as many levels as the mid Invoker. And the DK is higher level than his mid Legion Commander. In a side lane.
In a side lane. A little ward on ward action over here in the mid lane. Schofield, of course, having to be careful. Doesn't want to get brought too low. As you can see, the Sunstrike is queued up over here on Bryle.
Quasi
Okay.
Sword Invoker.
Oh, nope. Hold out thought. Bottom lane. They're making moves over here. Hector, he's pretty difficult to take down, though. They used the Dragon Tail. They already went and used the Dragon Form, too, hoping that maybe they could get this kill. But Hector, he's still fine. He's just going to go walk home, refill the bottle, get back to his shenanigans.
Interesting take on the off lane. You just get a bottle. Every time you're low, you just TP home and then walk back to lane. Demand that your supports take the XP while you're gone.
Well, I think that works out so well, right? Because that was one question I had was, you've got this Weaver, right? And you were seeing him run as like a position 4. And one of the value things about him is being able to have that that Agnum Scepter. Hold that thought. Chris Luck is looking to make some moves here in the mid lane as Bryle doesn't quite manage to land that Sunstrike. Oh, he's almost got enough damage though. Is he going to be able to find it? They turn back around. The last hit coming out from that Forge Spirit will be able to get the kill. And a nice stun coming out from Moon Meander keeps Bryle alive a little bit longer. He's trying to juke around the corner. In comes Stinger, that they see them. One more hit and they'll be able to take him down.
If he survived, that would be like just the coolest Nyx stun that I've ever seen. That was so close. I mean, it was really cool, just the angle on it, but if he actually managed to save him with that, that would have been so clutch.
For sure. Oh, Schofield, he TP's right on in, but Whisper jumps forward again. They're trying to just get some more damage off of Tazy. He's so tanky. Whisper now still sitting at level 5. Hasn't quite hit that 6 yet. Not that that would have necessarily helped. And Hector finds the kill on Skeeter in the bottom lane.
Yeah, it's interesting. Stinger's maxing the swarm ability, so they are able to kill Dragon Knight just because I'm sure he's not expecting a level 2 the Swarm at 7 minutes into the game. Usually that's about 20 minutes into the game you get level 2 in that ability.
Yep.
So it's a lot of minus armor, enough to kill the DK.
But on the flip side of this, though, crazy, especially with your Chen army, they're going to be able to take down that top tower very quickly. In fact, it goes down at around 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, funny
Stinger
enough,
does have his level 6, though.
the more standard lane is this Mars Chen lane, and it's actually doing the best. It's making the most happen on the map right now. Taking that tower, getting the most kills, and it's just a standard lane of Dota, you know? Maybe sometimes you don't need to cheese to win the game.
So, my question is, like, you look at what Beast Coast has right now, what's their go time? Like, what's their win condition here? Just because it is such a big mishmash of different heroes. It's an all-core lineup, like we said.
For Beast Coast, it's, you know, you have different timings you can fight around. You can fight around, like, the Legion, maybe getting a Blink Dagger or a Blade Mail. Whisper has his Dream Coil, which he looks like he's looking to fight with that right now in the mid lane.
Schofield gets found out by Moon Meander. Should be able to move himself out if he wants. Nice spike here, though, coming out from the moon will stun him up. Chris Luck joining in, along with Whisper. We're hoping to maybe get a gank done here on Bryle, but that good rotation coming out from Moon Meander gonna make it so it's not that easy.
They're not great at pushing on Beast Coast. That's one of the big problems, I would say, with this draft, is they have a really early game lineup. Oh, okay, Mars is TPing in bot.
TP's coming in mass. Able to go, punch him over to the side. They have the Sunstrike. They'll take down Hector, and now Stinger will fall as well. Very nice rotation from KZ.
Hard to kill a DK. He's straight up maxing the Dragon Blood, so you need a lot of heroes to kill him. Or
they were stacking quite a few quills, I think.
I think
So
after
it makes
that,
it a little bit easier, but
after that first death, he's like, "All right, you guys are TPing in next time they do this, because they're gonna hard commit." And I mean, they were right. They're just diving the tower. And he's rushing straight up Silver Edge on DK, which I think is absolutely the play against this Bristle. Bristle's the only hero that can carry this game.
Chris Luck getting pinned to the tree. Sunstrike comes through, and I don't think he's going to be able to survive this one. He hasn't very far. He's trying to duke, but nice stun coming out from Moon Meander yet again.
Dude,
will be able to help secure the kill.
He is hitting some nice stuns through like tree lines and high grounds. Really nice. Nick's not normally a hero that you see that's looking flashy like this, but he's been doing cool stuff.
It's the most difficult stun in Dota to actually
It's pretty hard.
land as well.
I think so. I think it's pretty damn hard to land the stun.
I don't know about this, guys. I don't think a little puck and a Weaver can take on everyone down
Look
here.
at Moon's
Although it looks
positioning.
like, okay, Kasich moves back.
Oh, I love this positioning for Moon Meander. This is so good. He is right in position to stop this. Oh, he scouts the Weaver.
Gonna go in for the dive. Go. They really want Skeeter's blood here. They'll turn around though. They spot Moon Meander, and now look again, KZ. He's TPing right back in, and everybody's just spread out. They're not focusing on the same target. Now Hector, he's just stuck in this arena of blood. He needs his teammates to help him out. He just can't find the opening. He's gonna fall the second time down here. Bryle also making this rotation. They want to maybe get this kill on Stinger. Cold snaps, stuns, and a squash little bug.
Once again, I know that looks really cool because the cores did like the killing there, but just where Moon Meander was standing, he was completely anticipating that dive to happen, and he forced people to use spells on him, and he was fine. So just amazing positioning coming from this guy. He's been pretty impressive in this tournament, I would say, especially for somebody who, good lord, Moon Meander played offlane for like what, 2-3 years, something like that. And
well,
just,
I mean, can you even say like the fact that this patch making it being such Schofield? Oof. Oh, and the Sunstrike to boot. That feels bad. I was gonna say though, because he is an offlaner, because you know offlaners, they like to scrap, they like to fight, they like to find these openings. Is that lending itself to him now with this patch?
I don't know. I mean, I would say like from what I've seen him do that's impressive so far, it has nothing to do with the offlane skill. Like this. Standing in a position to soak a gank for somebody is not, in the more defensive way, it's not really something you do as an offlaner. Like, offlaners usually do that, like, aggressively, you know, on the enemy side of the map or something.
Oh, Schofield? That's so risky. And again, this beautiful positioning coming out from Moonmeander.
What do I have to, like, what a god. He's just completely winning this game for his team right now with every single one of his plays. I actually, like, I can't praise him enough. He's playing some stupid Nyx assassin hero that usually does nothing, and
Right.
but he's making it look so good. I mean, it's a decent hero. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to shit on the hero. It's a decent hero, but he is making it look so much better than it is.
No, his positioning has been on point. I mean, even, you know, you saw Schofield TPing in, and I was a little surprised, but whoa, Hector. That's very dangerous when you know that they have a,
Dude,
an
Moon's on the way.
invoker and whatnot. Oh my
He's-
god.
he's
Oh,
on-
Hector.
How can I praise him more? I don't understand. Stop making plays. I'm so
Well, I
done
think the
with
other thing
praising
too
you.
is how do you let yourself sit that low knowing that there's an Nyx assassin and that there's an invoker that can sunstrike you?
Because
Like
you
they're
don't-
gonna try to make some moves on Owie over here. They'll use the Dream Coil, but I don't know if they can actually fight. They spear Schofield over to the trees, another sunstrike. Bryle's just doing all this work without practically being there physically.
Crazy
I don't
looking
know.
Real good. Real
They
good.
look fantastic, absolutely. Dust, Spike, Carapace, Arena of Blood. Stinger is not going to survive this. Moonmeander 4-0 and 4. Good God.
Kezu's also been using his Arena of Blood off cooldown and basically getting a kill every single time. I mean, his Mars is something else, you know? I mean,
That's fantastic.
I've seen a lot of
Yeah.
people on Reddit talking about his Mars, and I totally agree. He is phenomenal.
Oh,
This guy.
Hector, bottom lane. Follow up with the Impale, spear up to his own tower to boot, and they'll use a Sunstrike. Plus the Spike Carapace coming out too is going to be able to do enough damage. Hand of God comes out, Chris Luck. These TPs are coming out en masse. They want to see if they can at least get a kill. They won't be finally able to take down Moonmeander. They don't have the detect. Oh, they do have the detection for Skeet.
Oh,
They
the
missed
coil.
the Dream Coil. Oh, that feels so bad if you're Beast Coast right now.
You know, the funny thing is, he just got his level 10, so he finally has this 200 cast range talent, and he got his Spirit Vessel at the same time. So, if that was like just 10 seconds later, Skeeter dies. He legitimately dies
Oh
there
my
with that
gosh.
coil. Although I say that, and Whisper went for, he's 4-4-1, so he skipped the 10 talent for now.
Claw gets found over here by Bryle off the side. Looks like Whisper has no interest in poking him. Although with nighttime vision, I'm not sure if he was close enough there. It's just... I like the idea, what they're doing with this Bristleback, but they're not protecting him. Everyone's just so spread out, it feels, on the side of Beast Coast, whereas... Like, you see the response that comes out from the side of Crazy. They start jumping after Skeeter down the bottom lane. Keizu just TPs in twice. Uses that Arena of Blood, they get a kill every single time. They're playing so well together.
I think the draft is really good too from Crazy. Like, you have this Mars who can set up a Sunstrike, and you have a Dragonite who can set up a Sunstrike in a side lane.
I mean, the other thing is, to hell with the Mars. Look at what Moonmeander's been doing with the Nyx.
Yeah, I mean, he can also set up Sunstrikes. Like, that's a classic combo is Invoker Nyx. You can solo kill people between the Invoker Sunstrike damage and Nyx's damage. So it's just a really well-rounded draft from Crazy. The only thing that's like a little out of place is the Chen, but I mean, it's a Chen. This is like just considered a broken hero right now. So
It's just strong.
and you know, yeah, it can push. It gives them pushing power. So does the DK, but
Chris Luck, Sunstrike comes through. They just have so much lockdown and so much burst damage. You
it's
can't
so
be
easy
alone
to
on this
Sunstrike
map.
in this game. Yeah, you
Oh, yeah,
can't. You
definitely.
can't because you're playing against a Shadowblade DK, a Mars. Oh.
Oh, the dust comes out. Stinger throws out the swarm. Keizu, he's got the Arena of Blood. They could go for this kill very easily. In fact, they don't even use the Arena of Blood. Schofield here on the outside is a bit tricky. He's just memeing now because he's just like, all right. Dissimulate. Drops down. Oh, Skeeter just runs around in circles.
It's an Aegis DK. You don't want to mess with that.
No, you really don't. He's like just poking him, trying to be annoying, it feels like, more than anything else. This is... I don't think I've ever seen Hector this poor at 17 minutes. Okay, they tried to go in for the duel, and they're not going to be able to get it. They just immediately Have that tornado ready. Oh, back line again. Schofield gonna be able to dodge that damage, but they'll turn around. They'll find Stinger instead, and off to the side. Whisper will get taken out. Chris, like, he gets a duel here with Bryle, but he doesn't have his team. He can't win that duel. Oh, Schofield. A little too greedy, I think, my friend.
Bryle officially has more duel damage than Chris Luck. Rough one.
Absolutely. And look at this army of just Chen creeps just mowing down this tower.
Yeah, the pushing between the Chen and the DK, too, on top of this really active early game lineup is impossible to deal with, dare I say. What counter push do they have with the Legion being dead? They have Legion
Not much for sure. Oh, look at the play coming out. Again, Moon Meander, realizing that he's gonna Shikuchi away, opens it up with the Spike Carapace. They follow up and they just collect another kill.
He was using it on the bug,
He's doing it again. He's doing it over here on Schofield. He stuns him up. They're gonna go in for the duel on Moon Meander. This could be the first duel damage. We'll actually be able to collect this time, and now they're both stuck in this arena. Blood's too much damage. They'll just take care of Chris Luck, and then K1, he's gonna be the next one to fall. I don't know. This is looking so rough. The Sunstrike comes out. Schofield sidesteps it. Realizes, okay, they want me to go forward. Not doing it. They'll dust up, but I don't think you go back in. Now Schofield's just playing around.
You know what? It's not possible to predict Schofield, actually. It just isn't.
I think it's pretty funny the way that they keep moving back and forth and playing, honestly. Stinger!
He didn't even try to dodge the tornado. He just knew it was a small one.
You know, 10K player here. Look at this. He's just trying to make space. I feel like if he had buyback, he would just buy back right now, honestly.
Oh, for sure. Certainly.
They called it GG.
Well, what an impressive performance from Crazy. I mean, this is once again, I understand they're on pink. This is still a TI level team. This Beast Coast. It's a real team. It's really easy to blame one team for being like what's it called? You know, in disarray or out of order or whatever you want to call it. But really, that was just some really beautifully executed Dota from Crazy. I saw that clip.
Their moves were so good.
Yeah, they were so nice. Did you see the clip on Reddit of No Tail? He like did 5 different like supporting things.
Yeah, when he pulled the Wave as Coddle over to Sumail and then still stacked the Ancients and all that and like saved the tower. Yeah, oh man.
It was really cool. And to me, you know, that's what I always find to be the most beautiful in Dota. And Crazy did a lot of things like that as well, where they just have these really excellent combos with each other. They have these baits and then TPs in, these plays with Moon on the Nyx Assassin, like hitting over the tree line. Just these little things that really add up. I mean, especially when you're doing them every 30 seconds, you have Moon Meander like getting a kill that he shouldn't or saving somebody that you know, there's like an 80% chance the person dies there. It's like that's just impressive. That's just impressive stuff.
For sure. I definitely think Moon Meander is the MVP of this particular series, or just the match right now, right? But, you know, the positioning that he had, the idea of, you know, oh, Schofield TPing into the mid tower and just knowing which one he's going to dissimulate to, popping the Spike Carapace to make sure that, you know, if they get the stun and then they can follow up with, you know, the spear, the dragon tail, the mud golem throwing a rock or whatever. Like that's some next level stuff right there. He just great positioning, great predictions too, and knowing which way they're going to move, because they have some very slippery heroes on the side of Beast Coast. You've got, you know, a Weaver, you've got a Puck, you've got a Void Spirit, right? These are heroes typically you think, you know, oh, we need like pretty hard lockdown. But the way that Crazy played this, again, you talked about the draft pairings, you know, having that stun with the Nyx Assassin and then the burst damage coming out from Bryle, just all the pieces fit so nicely. And it was very easy to execute the draft, and simplicity is king in Dota.
It all started with Moon too, setting up everything though. Like the you say the pieces fit together, but they only fit together if Moon is starting the fights by like hitting a Carapace and a stun on the right target. You know, then you can set up for the Mars.
It's the easiest spear of KZ's life at that point, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they have the DK too. That's another really nice thing is the DK can say just in a really nice draft, honestly. Just the fact that we can say that all of these pieces fit together, and then, oh yeah, they have the DK to set it all up as well. It's like, okay, they just gave themselves so many options to win the game. And as long as they didn't get run over in the laning stage, it was going to be a lot easier for them to execute for sure.
Absolutely. But that was, of course, game number one in the series. This is a best of three. So let's see, what's going to happen in game number two. We've got Crazy. Are they going to continue to play at this very high rate? Which, I mean, I would say so, probably. But, Beast Coast, can they pull things back together? Maybe they went a little bit too crazy with their drafts. We will find out when we come back after this short break.